Hi, it's Lawyer Vince, and welcome back to How to Convince. Today, we're breaking down a habit that quietly wrecks your confidence. How to stop overthinking every conversation. If you replay everything you said, analyze every pause, and spiral after every interaction, this episode is for you. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. The link's in the description, and join the newsletter. That's where you can send in your questions and be featured in the Q&A at the end of each episode. All right, let's get into this. Let's start with this. Why do we overthink conversations in the first place? Why do smart, capable people walk away from normal interactions and immediately start spiraling? It usually comes down to two things. One, fear of judgment. And two, a lack of internal clarity. I had a client, I'll call her Melissa. She was used to walking out of her team meetings thinking, was I too aggressive or did I sound stupid? Not because she actually messed up, but because her brain was constantly scanning for disapproval. She was looking for something to fix instead of trusting what she brought to the table. Here's the truth. Overthinking isn't a personality trait. It's a habit. And the good news, habits can be retrained. So let's talk solutions. Here's my personal 5-step process I use with clients to break the overthinking loop and build real confidence in how they show up. Step 1, identify your default story. Most people don't realize it, but the brain is telling the same story over and over. For Melissa, the story was, people think I'm too much. And for another client, I'll call him David, it was, no one takes me seriously. Overthinking always starts with a fear-based narrative. Your job is to identify it so you can interrupt it. Here's how. After your next conversation, pause and ask, what am I afraid they thought about me? That question will reveal the story you're carrying. And once you know it, you can challenge it. Step 2, replace assumptions with evidence. Overthinkers assume the worst. They take silence as rejection, a short reply as anger, or a pause in conversation as proof they messed up. The fix, evidence. Ask yourself, did the person actually say something negative? Did I notice body language that confirmed my fear? Or am I just guessing? Melissa started tracking her interactions. Turns out, most of them were just fine. Her anxiety just filled in the blanks. Overthinking shrinks when evidence speaks louder than insecurity. Step 3, create a post-conversation ritual. Most people don't spiral during the conversation. They spiral after. So give your brain a reset ritual. Here's what I recommend. 1 sentence of self-acknowledgement. I showed up, I communicated clearly. 1 sentence of closure. What's done is done. I don't need to revisit it. And 1 grounding question. Did I lead with honesty, clarity, and respect? If yes, you're good. The 30-second ritual can stop hours of mental spiraling before it starts. Step 4, normalize silence and imperfection. Perfectionists are chronic overthinkers. But real confidence isn't about flawless communication. It's about recovery. Silence is normal. Saying the wrong word, it happens. Forgetting a point mid-sentence, you can recover. I coach clients to see silence as power, not failure. And step 5, give yourself a time limit. This one's simple but powerful. Set a timer. 5 minutes. That's all the time you get to analyze that conversation. After that, you move on. Write it down, vent it out, voice note it, but when the timer's up, the loop ends. Your brain doesn't need another 3-day replay of a 10-minute chat. Train it to move on. Let's go deeper. Overthinking isn't just about what was said. It's about control. You're trying to control how others see you, trying to control the outcome, trying to protect yourself from embarrassment, rejection, or regret. But here's the truth. Control is an illusion. And the more you chase it, the more your brain spirals. Your real power isn't in controlling how people perceive you. It's in knowing who you are without needing their approval. All right. Now, let's look at a few advanced strategies I use with clients in real time. Tactic 1, end conversations clearly. Overthinking often comes from awkward goodbyes or unclear endings. Here are 2 go-to closers. Thanks for this conversation. I really appreciate your perspective. Or let's connect again soon. I'll follow up. Give your brain a clean ending so it doesn't keep trying to rewrite one later. Tactic 2, Use mental anchors before high stakes talks. Before a stressful conversation, pick one sentence and repeat it to yourself. I'm here to be clear, not perfect. Or, I bring value no matter how this goes. Your anchor keeps you grounded when nerves try to hijack the moment. Tactic 3. Stop saying, I shouldn't have said that. Replace it with, that was the best version of me with the tools I had at the time. You're not supposed to be flawless. You're supposed to be growing. Now, it's time for the Q&A section from my newsletter. Quick reminder, if you haven't already subscribed, use the link in the description and send in your questions. I might feature you in the next week's episode. So let's get into it. Question 1. How do I deal with someone who constantly makes passive-aggressive comments? Good question. What I always tell people is to call it out calmly. Say, I'm not sure what you meant by that. Can you clarify? That puts the burden back on them. Passive-aggressive people hate being asked to explain themselves. Question 2. What's a respectful way to call someone out for lying without starting a fight? Yes, this is great. Here's what you do. Stick to the facts. Try, that's not how I remember it. Here's what I have in writing. You're not accusing, you're presenting the truth. Let it speak for itself. Question 3. How do I tell a friend I need space without hurting their feelings? This is hard, but it has to be done sometimes. So the best thing to do is be honest and kind. Say, I value our friendship, but I've been feeling emotionally drained and need some time to reset. If they care about you, they'll respect it. Question 4. How do I stay confident when talking to someone who intimidates me? I hear this one a lot, and it's an important question. What you want to do is anchor yourself in why you're there. You're not there to impress them. You're there because you belong. Slow your speech, breathe, hold eye contact. Confidence is a skill, not a personality trait. Question 5. I have a question regarding the double bind. Some people seem to get caught in these more than others. For example, if I speak up about someone's off behavior, I'm seen as difficult or rude. But if I stay silent, it eats me alive. Any insights? Wow, this is actually such an important and real struggle. The double bind happens when you're punished no matter what you do. Speak up, you're too much. Stay quiet, you're walked on. Here's the way out. Stop trying to be perceived as likable. Aim to be clear. Say what needs to be said with calm and control. You can use phrasing like, I want to bring something up, not to attack, but to clear the air. And if you're labeled for that, let them. People who benefit from your silence will always be uncomfortable when you find your voice. But your job isn't to stay palatable. It's to stay well. Here's your challenge for the week. Pick one conversation you've been replaying and pause. Name the story. Replace it with evidence, then release it. If this video helped you, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button and join the newsletter. Links are in the description. And comment, no more spirals, so I know you made it to the end. If you want personalized help applying this in your life, I do offer one-on-one coaching. We role play, we practice, and we turn you into the most confident person in the room. Spots are limited, but if you're serious about leveling up, the link is down below. All right, that's it for today. This has been How to Convince with Lawyer Vince. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you same time next week.